everyone.
How's it going?
Hey,
Welcome back to Thompson Talk, where we
Step on dead jellyfishes to see how long the stingers are active.
yikes.
Yeah.
I'm Sony,
I'm Drew, Andrew, Don.
and this is another Thompson Tuesday. At least we're recording it on Tuesday, and I hope to publish it and get it out there before midnight on the East Coast. Now that I'm, really relaxed West Coast here, it's like I'm gonna do my best.
Le struggle of the time difference.
Yes. So this episode is brought to you by the letter F for
Forgiveness.
forgiveness. Yeah. When Andrew and I were talking about this,
It was
um,
Easter.
this was a topic. It was Easter, right?
It was
Um,
Easter.
Easter, at least my growing up, Easter to me, the thing that sticks out the most was my dad would write these um, like little puzzles or like little clues. I'm, 10 or something about the time. We were like, oh, the clock. We run to find the next clue. It was like a treasure hunt. And at the very end, it would always be a kite. And I remember Minnesota at Easter time was really kind of all the snow had melted and we lived out in the country. So the fields, I remember losing my boots flying my kite. I'd be
Yeah.
but that was the thing
Yeah.
that stuck out was these treasure hunts, and I always got a kite for Easter. Now, Andrew, what's the thing that sticks
There
out
you go.
most for you growing up? What is Easter as a kid, and what it means to you now?
Growing up, it was always about the egg hunt. Obviously,
First, it
Godmom,
was like
she would
candy,
always put.
right?
Yeah, yeah. But even at a young age, I remember golden dollars inside eggs and stuff. So then it became about money, and now that I'm older, I kind of still kind of do the Easter thing for the kids, but I don't really celebrate it because what it's supposed to mean and what people do for it is totally lost. At least for a lot of people.
Yeah. Well,
So
I mean, I think like most holidays have kind of lost the meaning behind them, and they become commercialized, right? Like it's about
yeah.
the marshmallow peeps or the Cadbury eggs.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I mean,
all
even
right,
like
there's something
Thanksgiving and
there. There's something.
Christmas, you can make it about seeing family, and yeah, there's gifts involved,
Consumerism.
but
Christmas
it's
is
about
really
coming
about
together. Easter is literally like where kids just get to whore their parents out for candy. You like that's literally what it is. It's just I want to egg hunt. There's a big ass rabbit that left a shit ton of chocolate around here, and I want that now. And
yeah.
I don't know.
But
I don't go in for
this
it.
year, probably last year, different. This year, definitely different with the pandemic. I'm sure it's not the same as everything is a little bit changed since COVID-19.
Well,
But I
last
think,
year I was in jail for Easter, so definitely different.
yeah. Yeah,
So
so that's why we kind of were talking about it was Easter, right?
forgiveness. Yep, forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
So not to caveat too much off the last episode and talk too much about religion, but Easter is the day that Jesus was resurrected. Um, Jesus died for our sins so that all would be forgiven, and then he came
Which is
back.
just one religion we're talking about here, though. That we already discussed how there's several different religions and several different beliefs. So
Facts.
this specific one, yeah,
This is my understanding of it, right? Um, so yeah, I just got the idea of forgiveness because to this day, um, I'm working on forgiveness for myself. I'm working on forgiveness from other people, and I think that's something that is important for mental and spiritual health. If you feel like you've done wrong, to seek forgiveness, because even if you don't care what other people think, um, being forgiven is a weight lifted off your shoulder that if you've never experienced it, well, A, either good for you, or B, you did something really fucked up, like killed somebody or something. But I don't know. Being forgiven is just one of those things that does you good, you know?
I think that we already established too in a previous episode. This is assuming that people, they listen to the first one, they're like, wow, this is great. I'm going to listen to every single episode.
Yeah, right.
But we talked about how, I have told Andrew his whole entire life that he's got plenty of fucking up to do. So F
Hmm.
is for fucking up
Fucking up
totally.
and being forgiven. Yeah.
Yeah. Importantly, I know that personally, the experience that I have, like with the program, any kind of like 12-step program, there's the element in there that's like the making of amends, right?
Hmm.
Unless it's harmful to yourself or to that other person.
Yep.
So in that case, when it comes to like if asking for forgiveness, sometimes you're not able to, and then you just have to do the inside job,
Yep.
being able to forgive yourself,
Yep.
you know, because sometimes you're
Yep.
not able, whether it would hurt that person or that person's no longer around. I know a lot of people have experienced that, whether it was somebody
Yeah.
they knew or a family member that they weren't able, they wish they would have taken the opportunity.
Made
Had
amends.
that
Yeah.
happen. So, yeah. But yeah, we've got
So
plenty this life. Andrew's going to do more fucking up. I'm going to do more fucking up. It's just a part of being human. Um, and
I know this will probably be kind of controversial because of cancel culture and um, just kind of the severity of my actions. Um, but last Easter, I told my wife that I was leaving, that I wanted a divorce and that I was leaving. And she didn't take it well, and we started arguing. And um, I I locked myself in our room, and she got a screwdriver and made her way into the room. And instead of walking away, I choked her. Um, I choked her, and I felt so bad about it, that I called the police on myself. I know last episode we had talked about. I don't know if it was last episode or the one before where you said, turn yourself in. I'll write you letters, and well, that's what I did. I knew that I had messed up, and I knew that I never wanted to make that mistake again. And honestly, I was going through so much mentally, and I'm now going through the VA and getting help. Um, but I was fighting with alcoholism, depression, anxiety, PTSD. Um, and so, yeah, I called the police on myself. And at first, I got slapped with an attempted murder charge. And that very quickly got removed. And I got hit with an assault for a felony strangulation and terroristic threatening. And there was a no contact order that lasted almost a year. Um, it lasted about 9 months. The no contact order did, so I couldn't see my wife or my younger two kids. I could see my older son because he wasn't present.
mhm.
So Easter for me this year is really thinking about forgiveness. Um, and it's a everyday thing. I've been told that I've been forgiven by certain people. Um, and of course, sometimes I think it's a day by day thing. You know what I mean? Just because you're forgiven doesn't mean that that person is healed. Um, I still work on forgiving myself. That's one of the huge things that I've dealt with is just telling myself that there's no way that I could ever be forgiven for that, and really just being down on myself, and it's led to suicide attempts. Um, but luckily, I went through uh, cognitive processing therapy (CPT), which for anybody that's dealt with PTSD, they know about CPT or some form. Um, and it helps me identify those harmful thoughts, um, helps me categorize them as useful or not true or harmful or true. Um, so yeah, that's something that I'm working on, and it's a day by day thing.
I think one of the things, speaking from, well, personally and from the rest of the family, is that everyone, of course, was in a pretty traumatic experience, but everyone was so grateful that you were getting help. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Because stuff like that, especially the extreme depression, you know, how unhappy, the alcoholism, that we did have a sobriety Sunday that we published a couple Sundays ago,
Hmm.
talking about that. It's about having resources. So you can't just have a bunch of time that goes and say I'm better now. You actually have outlets, you have support groups, you have medication. So it's like, um, most of all, everybody was just really grateful that you were getting help because you needed it. So yeah,
Yeah, that's one of those things, is that it doesn't go away, and that was one of the hardest things that I faced. Was I didn't want to ever label myself as something, and people say, you're alcoholic. No, I'm not. You know what I mean? I just drink a little bit. No, I'm an alcoholic. I can't just drink a little bit. I drink to get wasted, and I do it a lot. And I drink to numb. I drink to run away from my problems, and it's hard to stop. Not just in the moment, but the next day or the next day or the next day. I just
yeah,
want it, and I want it, and I want it. So I'll always be an alcoholic. The difference is now I'm a recovering alcoholic. I'm in recovery,
yeah,
and I will always be in
yeah.
recovery. So,
Yeah. Well, we know that this was kind of a heavier Thompson Talk episode. There's so many more F words that we can talk about in the future, but this one, especially right on the heels of Easter and kind of reminiscing where Andrew was this time last year, we thought that it was an important topic. So if anyone
very thankful
has
for where I'm at.
comments
Hmm.
or want to share some of their stories or talk about forgiveness,
Or
please, by all
suggestions
means,
on what to
send
talk
us
about next.
Thompson Talk Podcast at gmail.com, or um, what did you say, Andrew? They click the subscribe, click
Yep,
like,
like,
subscribe.
comment, subscribe, hit the post notification button, the little bell right there, and drop a comment.
Yep. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for sticking in there. This was like, again, this was a heavy one, but we will be back for some more.
I'll be back with something fucked up next week. Ugh. Just wait on it.
All right. Take care, everyone.